Sunil,
Hi Vivek, how are
how
you?
are you doing?
I'm good, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sunil. I mean, before we start, I want to thank you for two things. One, you have inspired a generation. I mean, I cannot thank you enough for your service, for your love, for your passion, for everything that you give to the national team, to your clubs. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know that everyone who's watching here will also want to thank you because there are so many people who look up to you. You've inspired a generation. So thank you for that.
My pleasure,
Truly,
man.
truly gratitude for all your efforts on the pitch and off the pitch, inspiring people. And
Thank you,
then, of
Vivek.
course, thank you for doing this with me. I feel so privileged. Since yesterday, Sunil, I've got at least over 500 messages, people telling me that they are so jealous of me. And I'm in a dreamland. I believe in the power of visualization. And I visualize doing an interview with you. So I'm like on cloud nine right now. So thank you so much.
No problems, man. No problems. Peace.
So Sunil, we'll stick to 20 minutes. We would love to hear some of your journey. I have three or four key timelines which have made a big impact on my life about your career. Would love to hear more on your experiences, and then just we'll end with a couple of questions from people who are listening. So
Cool.
first up, I know that your family was into football. Mother, your father as well playing for army, mother playing for the national team of Nepal, and sisters playing. So were those your early inspirations, or was it more watching on TV World Cups or some of the legends there?
No, unfortunately, Vivek, we did not have much of footage to watch when we were growing up. Uh, Barring few matches here and there in DD Sports, there wasn't much footage. So my inspiration then were my father and mother. My inspiration now are my mother and father. They are outstanding. Not just saying because I'm the kid and they're my parent, but I've been very fortunate to be blessed to be born their child, and the upbringing, the knowledge, the foundation what I got from them is probably one of the single most important reasons why I've reached where I've reached. Whatever little I've achieved, it's only because of my parents. Both of them have been outstanding, not only as a parent, but at the right time they could juggle between being my critic, my friend, my teacher, my mentor. Both of them did really, really well, and they keep doing it now also. So yeah, I think I was quite fortunate. Both of them are sports lover. Playing sports was always encouraged at my household, not only football but any sport. The freedom to express yourself was always encouraged at my household. I was never forced to do anything. There was no time span given for, let's suppose you have to study now और आपको इतना कुछ करना ही है या आपको इतने देरी खेलना है. There was nothing like that. They always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do, make sure that I'm doing whatever I want to do with all my heart, and I couldn't be more fortunate as far as my upbringing is concerned.
And Sunil, I've heard you say many times that your mother was always competitive and challenging you in the right way. What did that bring in your personality that led to this? Was that a critical aspect of your development?
I think yeah, the feeling that I had was a lot of anger because I used to lose to my mom in every game, be it Chinese checker, chess, carom board, volleyball, football. Till the time I turned 13, I was second to her in every game, and then I think slowly I started beating her. The competitiveness that I have probably is all because of my mother. She's also highly competitive. So I did not have to or had to go anywhere else to see competition. It was always my mom. My father was in army, so him being at our house was very seldom. He was always away in duty, and whenever he came back, I think a couple of months a year, we used to all rejoice and play together. But most of the times, my competitive nature, and most of the times my competition was my mom.
That's amazing. And Sunil, of course, you broke through early, playing all across the country when you were younger because father was in the forces and traveling around. But I remember very distinctly your time at JCT, especially I think the 2006 and 7 season, which was kind of a breakthrough year, so to speak, where you were, the player of NFL at the time. Then next year, playing for India, AIFF Player of the Year. What were those days like? I mean, going to Punjab in the middle of nowhere, and pulling out such performances.
First of all, to all the kids who are listening, NFL means National Football League. I'm pretty sure they must be thinking what these two guys are talking about. Because yeah, now they only talk about ISL and I League, but once upon a time there was National Football League, and I have played that also. 2002 to 2005 was more of a foundation years where I had to learn about football and about a lot of things. I did not have formal education. I did not go to any academy. So the 3 years in Mohun Bagan was more of a learning experience. And then when I went to JCT was a time when I really had to make a mark. And it worked really well because I got one of the best coaches in the country.
Yeah.
I got I got isolated from all the distractions. I'm not saying that other places distract you, but there were more means of getting distracted. When we went to JCT, me and Venedi Bhai, we went from Calcutta. All the Punjabi boys, the camaraderie was so good. I think till now, apart from Bangalore, one of the best times, team-wise, bonding-wise, I've had in JCT. I still miss those days. Uh, at those 3 years, produced a lot of players who went on and played for the country. And yes, that was the right kind of setup that I needed after the 3 years in Mohun Bagan. A lot of my senior players told me that, yes, you're doing the right decision. Go there, play there in JCT. The coach is someone who really is going to help you improve. And
Yeah.
also being in JCT really helped me. Every Saturday, Sunday, I could go home. I think we had a training on Saturday and then we had training on Monday evening. So I used to catch either the Shatabdi or the Sane Punjab
Yeah.
for 4.5 hours, 5 hours, go back home, spend time with family. So even that made me a bit calmer and happy. So very good 3 years I spent in JCT. We won a lot of games. We won more
Yeah.
than we lost. We came second in the National Football League. I think when the I League happened, we came third. We were a very dominant side, and a group which was very united. I think a lot. I think the timing of me going to JCT was paramount on setting me up for the coming years. It was at the right time that I went there, and I could isolate myself and work really hard on myself.
Yeah. And Sunil, over the last few years, I've developed a strong friendship with Sameer Thapar, the owner of JCT. And every time we speak about football, like every time he talks about his days, your days there, his experience in those years of when the club was just vibrant, and what a great era that was.
True, true.
Sunil, I want to fast forward a little bit. I know, just in the interest of time. Of course, one of the other key moments in your career was, joining Bengaluru, direct entry into the I League, first time winning the I League, and also before that, there was a little bit of, you weren't fully settled in a club because there were lots of changes. You had some very interesting spells abroad as well. Very successful. One of the kind of first few people. It gave us hope that our Indian players can play abroad and so on. But there was a little bit of a situation where you weren't settled in one club, so to speak. So Bangalore was like coming home. You found your home, and that season was phenomenal. You were all over the goals, assists, and talk us through that season, and how special was that?
Yeah, I think that was just after I had 4 months at Churchill. Before that, I was in Sporting, which, as you just said, was a huge thing for the country. It wasn't easy when I went there. I was told that I wasn't good enough, so I have to be in the B team. Then I went to the B team. To my bad luck, the B team was better than the A team. So I was training really hard. Yeah, I was training really hard. All top players, Bruma, Pedro, Eric Dyer, they all were there at the time, all 19, 20-year-old kids. So at that time, I was training really, really hard, and I was doing really well in training, but not getting enough time on the Saturday or Sunday on game days was really hampering my confidence. Physically, I was better. I was training with technically better players. I'm one of the topmost players in the world, but
Hmm.
not getting enough playing time on Saturday Sundays was really killing me. So after I think 6 8 months, I took a very difficult and a harsh decision that I had to go back. I was 25 and I was training with kids who were 19, 20. I wasn't getting any younger, and I really, really wanted to play. Not playing wasn't ideal, and it you know you know that you're not happy, So after I think 6, 8 months, I took a decision of coming back. I came and joined Churchill. In 3 months, I think there were 5, 6 games left in the I League for Churchill Brothers.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was a part of an I League winning team. The hard work was already done. The whole team had worked really, really hard. They were second in the group in the table on, and then we went on and won the league. That was really good. And then I was offered 1 more year contract at Churchill. We were supposed to play the AFC Cup, but then our present boss here, Manda Tamane, I knew him from a long time. He said, there's something new brewing up. A big corporate house is coming and they might back a club. Please don't sign anywhere. So I did not, but I was almost certain in my head that I'm going to sign Churchill because I was really happy in Churchill. The family is really, really nice. They're very devoted onto football. So I wanted to sign there. But at the last moment, Mandarwai came and he showed me the whole plan, what they want, what are they looking forward to, what are their vision, and just a gut feeling, and I signed. Now when I look back, I'm really thankful that I took that decision and I signed. And what lovely 8 years. I mean, apart from all the winning and all the trophies, just a glorious, nice, happy 8 years that I've had in Bangalore makes me really, really happy. Now I feel like home. This is my home. I mean, genuinely, I've just got a new house in Bangalore, and I'm really happy here.
So one of the things that after the I League spell of Bengaluru moving into ISL, and of course you had the stint with Mumbai in between. So I want to tell you a story about 2017-18 season, not the season that you won where you reached the finals. So I'm an FC Pune City supporter, and I was involved with the club in running of the club,
The
and
semi-finals.
we had never reached the semi-finals ever, right? Always a club that had the intent, the vision, the money, but just never made it. And that was our season. Like we were playing really well, the team was gelling. Semi-finals, they were like, oh God, against Bengaluru. And then the first leg we drew 0-0. We're like, ठीक है, शायद बच जाए. And you killed it in the second leg. Like that was one time where, I was crying, but I was appreciating, and especially that penalty. I don't know if you remember that penalty. Oh my God, it just destroyed us. And I have that memory of you destroying FC Pune City in that game, and it just can't forget that.
Some
No,
of the
but
play, some of the players from Pune tell me this, but on the contrary, we were also scared. Our
really,
plan was to go to our plan was to go to Pune and try to get a goal. Like even if we lose, we wanted an away
mm,
goal. We did not get an
yeah,
away goal. It was very cagey. It was very cagey. There was no open chances. Pune
yeah,
were a little bit cagey. We were cagey. There was a lot of defensive movements.
yeah,
Nothing great happened. When we came back 0-0, we were a little bit scared because one goal that you score against us is going to put us into our back foot. So we
that's
was
true.
actually scared. That's why the coach wanted us to go all out and try and get the first goal. Because if we consider the first goal, it would have been disastrous. And if
That's
you
true.
remember, even at 2-0 up, I think a great free kick scored by Pune, and you were 2-1, and there were 5 minutes left. So it was that close.
It gave
So
us so much hope. I think those
yeah,
5 minutes were probably the most exciting
yeah.
5 minutes of my footballing, like as a fan or a whatever. So, but then next year you got one better, won the trophy, and I mean your love affair with Bangalore continues till now. That video that the Bangalore team made of the contract renewal, where you open the door and you say, "मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा? This is my home." It was just fantastic work. But of course, you feel amazing there. It's a great vision, a great project, and a great club, and you see that as home, right? We see that as home for you as well.
Yeah, I do now. I think, when you are at a club from day one, when you get the kind of people that you want to work with, I think right now in my life, it's very important that I surround myself with people who really want to improve. And that's the kind of people that I get. You saw the video, the whole the media team are someone who are very young, energetic, and someone who always want to improve. Right from our boss, Sadhan Jindal and Pa Jindal, always intrigued, always want to improve. Manda Tamane, Mustafa, who are the heads of affairs, always want to improve. The kind of coaches we get are the ones who are very demanding and always want to improve. There isn't a guarantee that we're going to win every year, but the training are nice and the whole atmosphere is nice where everyone is pulling each other and everyone wants to improve. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad. That's life. That's how life is, and that's how football is. But just being a part of a team where everyone wants to improve gives me a lot of satisfaction, especially at this stage of my career.
Yeah. But Sunil, you always mentioned that in India, appreciation is very reactive, right? So if somebody achieves something, whether it's a wrestler or an archer or a shooter, it's easy to get, visibility, money, opportunities. But how do you think ISL has changed some of that for football? Because now we are looking at proper academies, we are looking at pipeline of players, we're looking at scouting, we're looking at a league which is causing ripples. Of course, it has its own challenges and things need to improve. But do you think this has been a massive step for Indian football, or do you think other things also parallelly need to happen far more than they are happening right now?
Now, before I get to the answer, I'll give you a small anecdote. The first year, us BFC, we didn't allow our players to play ISL. And there was a write-up that said, in 3 months ISL is going to start. And I was thinking how they will start. There is no ground, team have not been announced. How are they going to play? And in 3 months, the ground that we saw were amazing. All the foreigners who came, all the players, national team players who played there told me that the grounds are amazing, the facilities are amazing. That just tells you, that's a testimony of the kind of interest the ISL brought in. Of course, there's a huge name backing. There's a lot of money coming in, but also everyone wants to work hard, and that's why you have seen the growth of not only ISL but simultaneously the whole Indian football structure. Now, the trick here is only ISL is not enough to improve everything. They are
Absolutely.
doing their bit, and I'm sure everyone has to come forward. And to the point that we only start praising or worshipping our heroes. It's just a mentality. It's not only ISL or the government or the corporate. It's just our mentality. We all are like that. We all, as sports lovers, have to change it. Because the more below you go in the hierarchy, the more support you need. A Saina Nehwal, a Sania Mirza, or Leander Pace, or Baichung Bhutia, Virat Kohli, they don't need extra perks. They
Yeah.
already are there, but the young ones who are struggling, they need the extra support and all the help that they can. And that's why we have to change our mentality as a nation, not only ISL or any one body, but just as a nation, we have to change that.
Absolutely. And are you looking forward to the Olympics? What are your predictions for
Yeah,
India?
very much. I'm actually at a place right now. We are in Bellery. Uh, you know,
Yeah,
a
the
lot of a lot of wrestlers were here. A lot of javelin throwers were here. I mean, this place is amazing, and I've been seeing a lot of videos all around, all the preparatory videos of different athletes of our country. I wish them all the luck. I hope all of them stay safe, first of all, and I hope they all go and express as much as they can. They have waited 4 years. They had to wait one more additional year. Imagine how frustrating it must be, but they've all kept their calm, and finally, amidst of all the things that the whole world is facing, the Olympic is happening. So I wish all the athletes all the very luck from our nation, and I just hope they stay safe and they can express as much as they can.
no, absolutely. So you have a special relationship with the fans, and I know because of the time we didn't talk a lot about your India matches and the exploits in 2011, especially, and so on. But one of the appeal that you made a few years ago, I think 2018, it was for the fans to come and support. Really hit a nerve in especially people like myself who love the sport, love the country, love the team, but somehow there was something missing, right? Like we would just not take that final step. घर में बैठ के देख लेंगे या कुछ बहाना हो गया या busy हैं. It was never a priority. And I think that appeal kind of struck a chord with lots of people like myself. Like, why the hell can't we go all the way? Like, if this was some of the European club coming here and playing, we might have gone and watched. Or if this was a cricket team, we might have gone and watched. Um, what was the emotions you were going through when you made that? Because it was so heartfelt. Like it came from your heart to our hearts. There was nothing in between. There was no camera, no nothing. What were you feeling at the time, and what was your feeling after you saw the response, which was even phenomenal? Like in Mumbai, fans coming out in numbers when it was pouring and so on.
There was no emotion before I made the video. There was no preparation. I didn't think too much. That's why it was made like that. I think I've said this before, but I think a day or 2 days before that appeal, we were playing a match in Mumbai, and I think the young players like Thapa, Udanta, and all they played really well. And the arena in Mumbai can only hold, I think, 8 to 10,000 people max. And when we go there to play ISL games, it's always, I mean, full. So when we
Yeah.
played for the national team and there were only, I think, 1,500 or 2,000 people, I was
Yeah.
a little
True.
bit disappointed. It's
Mm.
not that I have not seen fans. You go to Kerala, you go to Calcutta, you come to Bangalore, and when the ISL is happening, there are so many
Mm.
fans. So it's not that they don't come, but for that game they did not. And I just thought, you know, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good for the young ones who are doing well, and that's why the video was made. After the video was made and the whole repercussion and stuff, I understood that almost everyone is like me, as a fan. I mean, we all are like that. When we want to watch football, we'll always choose premium. Today, let's not kid ourselves. If we get a chance of watching a Barcelona and a Madrid, we'll
Yeah.
always watch a Barcelona and Madrid. It's as simple as that because it's the best in the world, and it will always continue.
Yeah.
And why? And I don't judge anyone because probably I'm one of them.
Mm.
Whenever you get premium football, you will watch premium football.
Yeah.
Whenever there's premium kusti, you will watch premium kusti. Whenever there's premium cricket,
Absolutely.
you will watch what. But then, a little bit of time does not hurt. A little bit of effort does not help. Does not hurt. And when it comes in numbers, it has magic in it. That's what happened.
Mm.
I mean, the fan mails that we got, people travel from I don't know what parts of the country to make it for the finals. It was pouring down and it was jam packed, and that's when magic happens.
Mm.
I mean, I think fans have to understand the kind of power they have when they come and fill the stadium with a lot of encouragement and positivity. Players go mad. And it's not only us as footballers, but any sport.
Mm.
The fans have, that's why it's called home crowd. That's why it's
Yeah.
called home advantage. That's why it's called, you know what, once we go to their home, there is no chance we're going to win. Why is it difficult to go to Camp Nou and play? Not only
Mm.
because of the players. When they go to, let's say, Stamford Bridge, they're the same players who are playing. But when you
Mm.
go to Camp Nou, the ground is bigger, the atmosphere, that's the kind of, you don't want to play against Dortmund away. You don't want to play against Benfica away. That's the kind of, the whole atmosphere which is made. And that's what happened. We were
Mm.
playing against a Kenyan team. I mean, they are a strong physical team. It wasn't easy. It was pouring down. But
Mm.
10,000 people, not a
Mm.
soul moving. It was pouring
Mm.
down. And then you win a match. So that kind of power fans have. And I'm not saying leave everything and come to watch. If you like football, if you like kusti, if you like wrestling, if you like any sport, and if you can, if it's in your state, in your city, go and watch. There is nothing brilliant than live sports. I may be biased, but think about it. Think about
Absolutely. Yes.
Netflix. Think about anything that you're going to watch.
Yeah.
Anything that is pre-recorded, anything that is live sport is one of the best things you can watch. You can pick your sport, whatever sport you
Yeah.
like. Go and watch it if you have a chance
Totally.
and if you can
Yeah.
afford it.
Yeah. Sunil, you talked about the younger players probably feeling disappointed without the lack of support. Now, looking at the current Indian team, of course, we always look at you to score more and more. But if you look at the next generation of strikers, who do you think some of the good ones right now we can look up to, we can track them, and a lot of people have asked that questions that who are the next generation of strikers for Team India?
No, without adding any pressure onto them, I think Manvir is doing really well.
Absolutely.
I think Liston is really, really good. I like him. I've watched a little bit of Aniket in the ISL. He looks good.
Yeah.
I think Rahul from Kerala has done well as far as scoring is concerned. He has an eye for a goal. There are a lot of youngsters. They are all very talented. Of course, it takes time. The
Hmm.
problem is one match happens, and also we don't play enough matches in a year because of what's happening.
Yeah.
One game happens, and let's suppose a like of Manu doesn't score, and you think, when is he going to start scoring? He will. We saw an outstanding ISL he had. I think Bipin had a really good season. The tougher part is they have to continue doing it. The more Indian players come into the foray and start scoring and start affecting the game better for
Hmm.
us.
Hmm.
But the talent that I see around myself in the national team and in and around, it gives me a lot of hope. Not only the strikers, but the midfield. I think I must speak about Suresh and Glenn. They made me so happy this because for our youngsters to come in the team and play the way they did, it's amazing, And I do hear a small criticism about them that they are not that great with the ball right now. But trust me, the way they played these two games, Glenn and Suresh, was outstanding. And with more experience, they're only going to get better. We have a solid Sandesh Jingan and a Gurpreet Singh Sandhu who have been very, very solid. They come as young kids few years back, but now they are very, very, very solid, and that's really nice. We have Roland Borges who's playing really, really well. We have a lot of speed on the wings. Ashik Udanta are very fast. Of course, they are not fully matured now, but they will. Like that, a lot of players. Mishra ji came from Hyderabad. I really like him, a genuine left footer. So there's a lot of talent. It's going to require time. But yes, when fans ask question, it is really nice because it's going to keep all the players on their toes. It is
True.
important that the fans are intrigued and they want to know when, how much time, how. It's very, very important. So that all the players know, you know what, we are being watched, we are being demanded. At least the least we have to do is go there and give 100% of ours.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sunil, I know I've taken. You have another appointment soon, but lots of people have asked this question. So, one last parting thoughts from you. What advice would you give to young footballers who are between the ages of 10 and 14? I know it's a very generic question, but a lot of people have asked this and they want to hear from you. Just your parting thoughts on that.
Because it's a generic question, I'll give a little bit slightly different answer. Please, if you want to be a footballer, if you want to be any sports person, try and eat well, sleep a lot, drink a lot of water. Now you
Wow.
might think, what is he? Now you might think, what is he saying? Nothing about the sport. Just your desire and need and want to play the sport will always take care of what you're going to do on the pitch. To make any 10 to 14-year-old kid go and play any sport is the easiest part because they love it. To go to the ground, to go to the gym, and to do stuff, it's always easy. What you do after that for the next 20 hours is very, very important. If you are serious about sports, eat well, sleep a lot, drink a lot of water. If you are not serious about sports and just doing it for health reasons, still eat well, sleep on time, and drink a lot of water. It is, you have no idea how important it is for sports people to make sure that they are disciplined on these contexts. You can pick any example, the Federers, the Ronaldos, anyone, the Serena Williams, Djokovic, anyone who is doing well, read about them and see how much importance they put on their diet, amount of time they sleep, and water, drinking of water. It is very, very important. Please do not take it for granted. If you seriously want to be a sports person, your food and your mom, dad's food and your brother, sister's food cannot be the same. When you sit on dining table, if you want to be a footballer, think what you eat and what your mom, dad are eating and what cannot be the same. Just be a little bit mindful and things are going to take care of itself.
Man, Sunil, that's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever heard. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the valuable inputs. Again, thank you for serving the nation so beautifully. We all look up to you. We really hope you can one day get India to the World Cup. I mean, that's the dream. But we really hope you can have a great career, ISL trophies, better performance with the national teams. Thanks again. Thanks for your time.
Thank you
And
so
thanks
much.
to
Thank you,
Nuno to
Vivek.
set this
It's,
up, our common
of
friend,
course,
Mr.
Nuno,
Esteves.
Nuno is listening. My brother from Portugal who took care of me when I was in Portugal. And I hope him and his family are good there. I'll see you soon, Nuno, if you're seeing. And thank you so much. It's my pleasure to play for my country. It's a privilege and an honor. Thank you that I was here. And to all the fans who are watching and there are a lot of questions, I hope everyone is safe. Please take care of yourself. Please watch live sports. Please watch the Olympics. And yeah, see you on the pitch soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you so much.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.
Well, thank you so much, Sunil, for all your time. Really appreciate it. You are such an inspiration to this entire nation, to the youngsters who are playing football. They look up to you and they dream of playing for India. I really want to thank you for your time and the amazing inputs. Cheers and wish you all the best for the upcoming ISL season.